Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for joining this session, the training session, and I'm hoping that I'll meet some of you next week when we visit Ahmedabad and Gujarat. So I wanted to conduct this session now because just as a refresher and also as my roles have changed from undergrad recruitment to masters or graduate recruitment now. Big things, everyone, there's a lot of background noise. Yeah, just put everybody on mute for the time being. I will allow them to talk once I'm done with the presentation. You guys are able to hear me, right? All right. So my roles have changed from undergrad recruitment to master's recruitment, and that is the purpose of having this refresher training so that you guys know that you need to promote the master's program aggressively. Of course, the undergrad programs need to be promoted, and the master's as well. So I'm Niharika, and I have been working for the University of Windsor since 2019, since the time they set up their office in India. And I'm based out of Delhi, and I look after their South Asia operations. The agenda of this presentation is going to be revolving around why Canada, why Windsor, why the University of Windsor, the program requirements, the kind of programs that we have, the kind of support services that we provide to our students, and as well as some Q&A, some queries, some clarifications that you might need. From me, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask once I finish the whole presentation. Please don't unmute in between because it breaks the flow. But at the end, I will leave some time for the Q&A now. While I'm presenting, I would just like to switch off my camera because it's a little scary to see yourself on the screen all the time. So, talking about why Canada, we are a DLI in Canada, which I'm sure all of you are aware of. We are a globally recognized university, and institutions across Canada are recognized globally, and the degrees are accepted all across the world. Students who study in public institutions in Canada need not worry about whether they would be accepted in courses, whether they would be accepted into the workforce after they complete their programs. The government invests a lot in education, so the public institutions need to maintain a certain standard of degree, a certain standard of education in these institutions. So they are almost similar to each other in terms of degree quality. We also have a diverse range of programs and fields of study. The students can choose from within faculties or across faculties. And it is also a very affordable place to be in. If you compare it with other countries like UK, Australia, or the US, you will find Canadian degrees to be more cheaper or more affordable than the other countries. So some points about why they should choose Canada. Another very important aspect of our degrees is the return on investment that they get. So when students are looking to go abroad and study, when they're looking to fund so much for their 4 years or 2 years degrees, they are also looking at return on investment. Now, how does that come from? It comes from doing part-time work, doing postgraduate work, or actually working along with their courses. So everything is included in their programs. We have internship or paid co-op opportunities. We have part-time work available. We also have postgraduate work permit that they get up to 3 years, depending on the length of the program. So they are able to get a return on investment very early. In terms of living quality or living standards, Canada has been ranked number one. So the education that we provide, the healthcare that we provide, the social security that we provide to our citizens, to our immigrant population, to our international student population is of a very, very high standard. We ensure that all their needs and requirements are met for. And that is why we have been ranked number one in the world in terms of quality of life. So students feel very safe and secure. They feel insured from the word go when they enroll as an international student. The government is very welcoming. We have very good immigration policies, very welcoming immigration policies in Canada. And also the postgraduate work permit that they get may lead to permanent residence. So that becomes an attraction, a very, very lucrative, way to get the return on investment that they are looking for. Moving on to our location, this is a map of Canada, and we are located right at the tip of Ontario province. So we are the southernmost city in Canada. Windsor is at the borders of US and Canada. So this slide will give you an idea of where we are, and this slide will give you an idea of where we are located geographically. So if you understand the map of the Ontario province and of North America, you will see that we are not very far away from Toronto, around 4 hours drive from Windsor, 2 hours drive to London. Detroit is our neighbor, which is on the US side, and it is just half an hour away from Windsor city center. Windsor is known for its logistics and international logistics center. So Windsor Essex area is actually handling 1/3 of US Canada trade because we are a border city. We have a lot of to and fro of trade and materials going between the two countries through the Windsor Detroit Ambassador Bridge. The international logistics company across the area are there, and they are there in huge numbers. And the students who are looking at doing internships or co-ops at these companies will get the opportunity because if they are part of a specialization which handles logistics and supply chain, they would be able to get internships within these companies itself. It is also an automation capital of Canada. I'm sure you've heard about engineering, mechanical engineering, automotive engineering programs. So we are the automation capital. We have research units of Stellantis and Ford Motors in this area. So a lot of job opportunities, full-time and part-time and co opportunities are available. So that is one attraction for specifically these programs that we run at the university. Windsor as a city is known for its warm climate, a very mild winter we have, and we have sunshine throughout the year. We have 7 months of short sea weather. Windsor, Essex is home to 5 of the 10 safest communities in Canada. So when students are looking to settle down in the city, you don't have to worry about the safety and security. Since it is a border city and since the cost of living is not very high, it has become a very diverse city in Canada. So we have people from all parts of the world settling down in Windsor because of its proximity to the US, because of its affordability, because of the kind of employment and co-op opportunities that we provide. Windsor Essex area, the city is a beautiful city. And the picture that you see on your screens is the River Detroit, and you can see the Detroit skyline in the background. The picture has been taken from the Windsor side. This is a 5 kilometer long walkway along the River Detroit, and people like to spend a lot of time here. Students like to spend a lot of time here because it is a very vibrant place. A lot of cultural, food, music festivals happen in this area. So they love to spend time here, especially on a bright and sunny day. Moving on to the history of the university, we were established in 1857. We have around 6,600 students studying across 9 different faculties, out of which 23% are international. So we try and maintain a good mix of students, 85 plus nationalities studying and working at the same group. We are ranked amongst the top 7 non-medical universities in Canada. Windsor is a research-oriented comprehensive university, and we are ranked amongst the top 7 non-medical universities in Canada. Ranked number 3 as far as student services are concerned. So when a student goes to a foreign land, they want a lot of support, they want a lot of help by the university, by the various departments of the university. So we have been ranked number 3 in Canada for our student support service. We try and maintain small class sizes. So our student faculty ratio is 26 is to 1. We are ranked among the top 5% universities in the world. We are ranked 13 in Canada at the moment. If you check McLean's university rankings, we're always in the top 13, 14, 15 universities in Canada. We have a graduate employment rate of 95.1%, and we try and maintain that. So more than 95% people get accepted into full-time jobs immediately after they complete the program. Talking about programs, these are the various faculties that we have at the university, 9 different faculties. So if you're looking for anything related to humanities, social sciences, we have that, business, we have engineering, human sciences, sciences, education. We have a lot of these programs available. Nursing and law have a cap on international students, so they won't be able to get onto the programs, but all the other faculties accept international students wholeheartedly. There are 200 plus majors and minors at the undergrad level and 70 plus masters and doctorate degrees. 200 plus clubs and societies to choose from. So apart from their subjects, the students are able to home residents and foreigners too. And we provide co-op opportunities in most of our programs. 100% co-op placements is what we talk about. These are a list of popular programs at the university. So you can choose from a psychology, to open production, to a social work program. You can also get onto sports management, movement sciences, business administration has specializations within it. We have engineering specializations. We have computer science. We have forensics, environmental sciences. All of these popular courses available at the university. And the minimum requirement to get onto any of the programs is 70%. So we're looking at a fully.
Ma'am, I have a question. Hello,
Yeah, hi.
ma'am Preksha. I have a question, ma'am. In the if you could just turn the previous slide, ma'am, previous one. Yes. So, ma'am, you said 3 years degree is general and 4 years is the honors degree. So, which are general degree amongst this list? Because we have students who wants a 3 years program. So, rather than sending them in advanced diploma, we can guide them for bachelor's degree.
I don't recommend that you do that because 3 year programs will not have acceptance in our master's degree. So what you can do after 3 years? A 3 year degree is not acceptable for a master's degree. So the students are not able to find further studies after they complete a 3 year degree. But if you go on to the
I'm so
websites,
sorry,
you will
आपकी
find.
आवाज मैम आपकी आवाज एकदम ठीक से सुनाई नहीं दे रही है.
Can you hear me now?
यस मैम. मैम ऐसे जैसे ऐसे क्या बोल रहे, कैसे मैं आपको समझाऊं, पीछे से जैसे हमिंग नहीं आ रही हो वैसे वैसी आवाज आ रही है.
मैं तो ब्लूटूथ हेडफोन्स यूज कर रही हूँ, so I'm not sure कहाँ से आ रही है आवाज. Is it better now?
Yes, ma'am.
So what I was trying to tell you is that the 3 year degree that you are asking for, it will not lead to a master's program. So after a 3 year degree, the students need to do some other program to qualify for a master's. So we would recommend that they go for a 3 year degree. However, if they want to, there is a list on the website. I don't have a list here handy, but there
Ma'am,
is a list
uh,
on the
ma'am,
website which you can get.
ma'am, not listen properly because of no, some hollow sound with connecting and some. Uh,
Hello, can you hear me now?
ma'am, your voice is very low quality, frequency.
मैम ऐसा कहे ना पीछे से जैसे आप एक बंद रूम में बैठे हो और पीछे से नहीं हम लोग बोले कि बहुत ये हो रहा है
तो डिस्टेंस
मैं
बिटवीन
तो
माइक
बंद
एंड
रूम
योर.
में बैठी हूँ और मैं माइक को हाथ में लेके बात कर रही हूँ.
Okay, ma'am.
As you can see. So
ठीक है
that's
मैम
the
नो वरीज
best I can do. Can you hear me now? Still there is a disturbance.
मैम ओके यू आर ऑडिबल थोड़ा ध्यान से सुनना पड़ेगा आपको पर ओके ठीक है
Yeah, maybe you guys also put on your headphones because I'm like you can see I'm holding the mic in my hand. So that's the
मैम
best
ये
I
जो
can do.
स्टूडेंट की मैं बात कर रही हूँ 12th स्टैंडर्ड वाले जिनको हम 3 इयर्स का जनरल डिग्री देना चाहते हैं उनकी मास्टर की रिक्वायरमेंट वैसे भी नहीं होती है इनको ऐसा है कि भाई हमें 3 इयर्स का एडवांस डिप्लोमा ले रहे हैं उसकी जगह पे हम बैचलर्स ले तो पीआर में शायद उनको ये बैचलर डिग्री के पॉइंट्स वगैरह मिले तो उस हिसाब से इनका प्रेफरेंस रहता है तो इसमें से मैम अपनी है कोई ऐसी डिग्री जो 3 इयर्स जनरल बैचलर्स हो इसमें से ये लिस्ट में से
Most of the programs will have a 3-year general degree. So when you go onto the website, कोई एक particular program अगर है, तो आप उस पे जाके देख सकते हैं whether it is available as a 3-year degree also or not. I don't have a list ready to share, but generally हम लोग recommend नहीं करते because 3-year degrees will not hold value later on in Canada. If they want to pursue a master's degree later, if you don't, they want to get into a PhD, the general degrees may not be widely acceptable. An honors degree is acceptable all across, but a general degree may or may not be accepted. So we don't recommend these degrees, but in case you have students who are adamant on taking them, then they can apply, but you have to go from each and every course to see whether it offers a 3-year degree program. Generally, computer science and some of our sciences would be 3-year degrees. Some of our arts and humanities would be 3-year degrees. Engineering में कोई नहीं होगा 3-year degree. Business में हो सकता है 3-year degree. But overall, we recommend that the students go in for a 4-year honors degree for more acceptability. So moving on to the requirements, 70% is the minimum requirement, and we accept students with a 6.5 IELTS. So IELTS academic is something that they should look at. And engineering, sciences, business, they will have their own specific requirements like physics, chemistry, math, hona chahiye, or the business will say maths is mandatory for our students. So all these you will have to check when you counsel for that particular program. The entry requirements are mentioned very clearly on our website. The undergrad tuition fee ranges between 30,000 and goes up to 39,000 Canadian dollars for a year. And the course-based masters ranges between 16,000 and goes up to 21,000 Canadian dollars for a term. The course-based masters have 4 terms. So they are 16-month degrees equivalent to 2-year degrees in Canada. And the students will need to pay between 40 to 45,000 Canadian dollars for the entire duration of the program. We have scholarships and awards to give out to our students at the undergrad level, but none at the master's level. So scholarships are based out of academic merit. Any student who has 85 and above will qualify for our scholarships. They will get 1,000 Canadian dollars if they have 85 to 90%. If they have 90 to 94%, 94.99%, then they can apply for the 10,000 Canadian dollars scholarship. If they have 95 to 100%, they can apply for the 16,000 presidential scholarship. So these two, the higher amount ones are paper-based or application-based scholarships, but the 1,001 is an automatic. and this is only for the undergrad courses. Moving on to the graduate programs, these are the research-oriented graduate programs that we offer at the university, but these will not fetch you any commissions. So you might as well direct the students to the website. They get in touch with the supervisor. They are very competitive, very limited seats for international. So may not be very fruitful for you guys. But these course-based masters 7, 8 of them. These are the most popular programs at the university. Our MH is popular with its various specializations, Masters of Engineering. Our Masters of Management has specializations within business data analytics, being the most recent and the more popular one. We have Masters of Education, we have Masters of Applied Computing, so all these courses have been very, very widely accepted by Indian students. We also have actuarial, we have applied economics, we have masters of medical biotechnology. So all these programs are extremely popular for Windsor, and we've been recruiting for these programs very rigorously for the past few years. The entry requirements range from 70 to 73%, depending on how competitive the program is. The students need to submit a 4 years honors degree. 3-year degree is not accepted in this institution. So anybody with a 3-year bachelor's will not qualify. They will have to do a 2-year master's from India and then qualify for a master's. So they need to have a 4-year honors degree, they need to submit a couple of letters of references. There might be course-wise requirements for GRE, GMAT, LSAT. There is a statement of purpose that they need to submit their IS score. So these are the kind of requirements that we have for our graduate programs. There aren't very many scholarships. There aren't any scholarships, in fact, for our course-based masters, but students may find some funding opportunities through the supervisor, through the area of research that they get onto for a research-oriented masters. But course-based masters may have some GATA or RA sort of positions available once the student enrolls into the program. GATAR is graduate assistantship, teaching assistantship, or research assistantship sort of positions, which will be paid. Next steps for our students is to accept the offer on the portal, pay the deposit. The deposit for the undergrad is 1,000 Canadian dollars. For the masters is 4,000 Canadian dollars. They need to accept the offer, pay the deposit, extend the UL account, and then they will start getting all the relevant email communications from the faculty, from the program leaders, from the departments, from the International Student Center. So that is one of the most important steps in a student's life cycle or application cycle, to accept the offer on their portals and to extend their accounts. They can pay the deposits and tuitions online. So we have the CIBC portal where the students can log in, connect their accounts in India to the CIBC portal and transfer money or pay it to a debit or a credit card. So the students portal will have payment options listed in there, and they can click on it and make the payments online. The tuition fee estimator will give you an approximate cost of tuition for a term. So when you go onto the website and log onto a student's portal, you will be able to see the tuition fee estimate, and you can calculate the tuition fee for the student through this. We also have English language improvement programs for our students. So just switching off the background. The recording, sorry. So the ELIT programs are offered to students who do not meet our entry requirements for IELTS. So anybody who has a 6, a 5.5, or a 5 can join these ELIT programs, and they will start before their main programs, and their admission would be conditional to clearing the student program with a certain grade. So the students can apply for this if they don't want to give the IELTS at all. And it will cost them extra. It may be a 12-week program, it can be an 8-week program, depending on what stage of IELTS they are. It will roughly cost between 4,000 to 5,000 per year for a block. The applications open up a year in advance for most of our programs. Right now, we have the summer and the fall intake open, so you can apply for any of our undergrad or any of our masters for either the summer intake, the May intake, or the fall intake. Most of the masters will be open for both these intakes, but at the undergrad level, we don't have the engineering programs open for May. The next available intake is only September. The application timelines range between 6 to 8 weeks for undergrad and 8 to 12 weeks for masters. So the student needs to submit a complete application before we can assess them. This is a typical typical offer letter of an undergrad student. So it is a 4-page offer letter where you will find all the details about the program, the deposit, the intake start, everything is mentioned here, and this letter can be used for visa purposes. We don't issue any unconditional letters. There's just one letter that will get issued for each of the students, and any outstanding conditions will be updated on the students portal. So it is always advisable to take a printout of the students portal's first page and submit with the visa file. This is the graduate offer of admission. And it is similar to the undergrad how it has everything written on it, and the students will be able to accept the offer and use it for visa. The confirmation of offer happens through the portal that they apply for. The graduate ones apply through the eGAS portal and accept the offer there, and the graduate ones apply to the OGC portal. The final transcripts need to be sent or emailed to the university. So if you can send a courier in a sealed envelope, all the transcripts should be there, the certificate should be there, and they should send it to the university's office of registrar. In case the student's deadline is a little later to submit, start of the term or end of the first month of the term, then they can just carry it with them in sealed envelopes. Otherwise, they can also send it through the institution's official email ID to transcripts@uwindsor.ca. So transcripts@uwindsor.ca is for any undergrad pending documents, pending transcripts, pending IELTS. For masters, they will have to send it to apply@uwindsor.ca. It's called apply@uwindsor.ca for masters pending documents. As I was telling you earlier, we have a lot of co-op and internship opportunities embedded into our programs, and the students will be able to benefit from them. The career department organizes fairs, they organize workshops, CV making workshops, cover letter preparation workshops, job interview strategy workshops. The career department will help the students at every stage of their cycle with us, and they will be able to provide proper guidance about the fairs, about the events that are happening to procure jobs for international students. As I was telling you, support services are very, very good. So we have counselors, specific psychological counselors. We also have fitness counselors on campus who guide the students about how to make the best use of their time, of the opportunities that are available at them. The International Student Center is again a very important department for our Indian students and international students. They provide them with all the kind of visa advising that is required. They provide them with all the facilities of enrolling for health plans, applying for any exchange opportunities. They organize orientations or soft landing programs for our students, specifically when they come from their home countries and they start the term with us. So that is the time when they organize these events for a smooth transition for our Indian students, in fact, international students. We have accommodations on campus, so the students can choose from 3 different accommodations, Laurier, Cartier, and alumni. And the accommodation prices range between 6,000 to 10,000 Canadian dollars, depending on what sort of facilities they want, depending on what sort of finances they have to budget into the accommodation. Undergrad students are guaranteed accommodation on campus. So if they apply on time before the deadline, they will be definitely allocated a room in our on-campus accommodations. This is another very important tool, the ask.uwindsor.ca on our website. There's a tab on the main homepage of the website, and you can put in any queries or any keywords into the search bar, and you will be able to get all sorts of answers. There are knowledge-based articles below the search bars. When you type in your keywords, you will find the knowledge-based articles which will help you answer your query if a student or a parent has asked. I use it personally very often to get deferral deadlines, to get refund deadlines, to get to know a lot of other information about the university, about the campus life, about the starting dates. So you can also use it as a very good counseling tool. So that's it from my end. You can follow us on our Insta and Facebook pages. You can recommend it to your students to follow us there, and they will be able to get updates from our current students. There are student ambassadors who put videos, who put pictures of how a student life is in Windsor at the University of Windsor. And you should be able to follow it on the social media handles. So thank you so much for being patient listeners. I try to complete it within half an hour so that we have some time for any sort of Q&A. I will now request you guys to either put in your questions in the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself one by one and ask your questions.
मैम यूजी के लिए तो क्वेश्चन नहीं है, पर पीजी की जो रिक्वायरमेंट चेंज हुई है
I'll share your picture.
ओके
Try speaking now.
हेलो
Yeah, now I can.
सुनाई दे रहा है मैम अभी आपको?
हाँ जी बिल्कुल.
तो मैम मैं ये कह रही थी कि मास्टर्स की जो रिक्वायरमेंट चेंज हुई है ना, एडमिशन रिक्वायरमेंट, जैसे हमें 7 पता है लास्ट जो था, उसके बाद फिर आपने कहा एक और ईमेल आया था चेंज हुई थी रिक्वायरमेंट, तो वो हम अपडेटेड नहीं है. और
वापस सेम हो गई है 6.5 जो पहले थी.
6.5
We have gone back to the same. मास्टर्स की नहीं, सिर्फ एमएच की रिक्वायरमेंट्स चेंज हुई थी, और एमएच की रिक्वायरमेंट सबके फीडबैक के बाद वापस 6.5 हो गई है. So if there is a student who is wanting to apply to our MH program, so it's at 6.5 hours.
ओके, तो टीम आई एम इंजीनियरिंग की प्रोग्राम चेंज रिक्वायरमेंट हो गई, फिर से 6.5 हो गई है. और मैम कई प्रोग्राम्स ऐसे हैं जैसे वेबसाइट पे 7 बैंड दिखा रहे हैं, मास्टर्स ऑफ मैनेजमेंट है, और जैसे मेडिकल बायोटेक में वेबसाइट पे 6.5 दिखा रहे हैं, तो वो हमें कैसे कंसीडर करनी है? जो वेबसाइट पे लिखी है वही रिक्वायरमेंट है कि फिर 7
हाँ जी.
हिसाब से?
Exactly.
वेबसाइट के हिसाब से ही हम जाए ना?
हाँ जी बिल्कुल.
ओके टीम, एनीथिंग एल्स? और कुछ आप लोगों को पूछना? और मैम बैकलॉग्स का रिक्वायरमेंट कुछ रिवर्स हुआ है? जैसे पहले आप 3 या 4 चलाते थे, फिर आपने 0 कर दिया था.
3 backlogs.
3
No
backlog.
more than 3 and no more than 1 in the last 2 years.
ओके और मैम सीजीपीए या परसेंटेज की रिक्वायरमेंट कितनी रहेगी 7 सीजीपीए या 7.5
Depending on the program, applied computing has 7.5 के आसपास होना चाहिए. We say 70 to 73%. So applied computing is a very popular program. So try and send people with 73 and above. Masters of Management training 73 and above. These are competitive programs, and decision is made on a first in first served basis. So if if an application of a person who has had 75 comes in first और उसके बाद आता है 73 तब तक अगर सीट भर जाती है तो 73 वाले को भी चांस नहीं मिलता. So many a times you would have seen that they transfer it to the next available intake. So applying on time is the key, and applying with at least 73% and above is the key, with no backlogs in the last 2 years.
ओके मैम और कुछ किसी को पूछना है टीम और कोई क्वेश्चन है नहीं ठीक है मैम और कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है और
All right.
18th को हम मिलेंगे सो मेमनगर सेंटर पे 18th को और टीम मैम जो है वो हमें विजिट कर रही है हमारी मेमनगर ऑफिस में 18 दिसंबर को बिटवीन 4 to 5 तो उस टाइम पे मेनली ऑफर होल्डर स्टूडेंट का हमें मीटिंग रखना है तो जो भी अहमदाबाद के सेंटर है आपके जो भी स्टूडेंट के ऑफर आ गए हैं विंसर से आप उनको मेमनगर सेंटर पे मिलने के लिए भेजोगे और बाकी जो दूसरे सेंटर्स हैं वो जूम अपना जो ये 3000 वाला आईडी है उस पे बुला लोगे तो मैम का हम वहां से वर्चुअल मीटिंग करा लेंगे स्टूडेंट के साथ ठीक है तो आप अपने स्टूडेंट को इन्फॉर्म कर देना ओके 18th को
Anybody specifically going for the winter 2024 intake, they can come down to the office and I can have a chat with them. It will be nice. It will be like a pre-departure preparation for them to get ready for Windsor.
ओके मैम थैंक यू मैम
Ma'am, I just had one question.
Sure, sure. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
about the
Vanessa.
Duolingo thing, like if student like can also give the Duolingo exam if he is not having the 7 badges for the Masters of Management program or something.
Yes, 130 in Duolingo is equivalent to a 7 IELTS
130.
star. Yeah. And we accept Duolingo, so 6.5 का equivalent 120 Duolingo है.
And
And
what
in case the students don't have the IELTS, don't want to get the IELTs, and they can submit a Duolingo.
okay, and also I mean in applied computing there is a criteria that only one module 6 is accepted, correct? Yeah, so in
That's
that case also what will be the Duolingo requirement? In case student is
Duolingo overall ही requirement देखेंगे, individual scores में नहीं रहेगा.
तो वो 130 रहेगा मैम
120.
सारे 120.
हाँ. 6.5 is equivalent to 120.
Okay.
And 7 is 1.
Okay.
Anything else, guys?
नो मैम थैंक यू
All right. Thank you so much, and I'll see some of you next week.
श्योर मैम बाय मैम
Bye bye. Take care.